How you doing, folks? I'm Alan Elfman, and here I am with the Brooks Brothers, not just a suit, the actual writers and producers of the Yankles. Awesome movie. I actually saw it myself. And first, this is David Brooks. How are you?
Good, thank you.
This is Zev Brooks. How are you?
Doing great, thank you.
Why don't you tell us, first off, how you're enjoying Sedona so far?
It's great. We love it here. Been thrown out the welcome mat by the whole festival. It's beautiful nature. We kind of came in the snowstorm, so we experienced a little bit of that. And now the sun is shining, and it's been great.
It's been beautiful, and everyone's been very welcoming. They've really enjoyed the film, and I think the festival's done a great job organizing the film and promoting all the films. So we're very pleased with everything.
We never know really what to expect coming to a festival that we don't do our own promotions for, and we arrived and we were pleasantly surprised to find that our first screening was sold out, and now today we're doing another screening and it's almost sold out, completely packed house. So it's just thrilling for us to have that sort of audience response to our film.
And it's great to be recognized in the streets as the Brooks Brothers. It's kind of a kick.
Yeah.
You should wear suits just to really kick it out and get endorsements.
Exactly.
Now, why don't you tell us a little bit about the film, because the people who don't have the benefit of being here in Sedona won't really know unless you explain.
The Yankles is a story about a Jewish Orthodox Rabbinical College baseball team that makes it to the College World Series, coached by an ex-Major League player who needs to do community service to fulfill requirements for parole from drunk driving convictions. So he ends up connecting with this baseball team, and he ends up improving their chops, developing a rapport, and takes them to the College World Series.
That's what the film's about, and it's both a comedy and it has dramatic elements. It's got a really nice original score with sort of traditional Jewish klezmer music mixed in with a little bit of hip-hop, right?
Hip-hop.
And we shot the film in Utah, which is a wonderful place to shoot, and we hope you get a chance to see it and you really enjoy it.
And if you actually look at your program, it's on page 135, and that will be viewable up on the website. And you folks have a website as well?
Yes. Go ahead, Dave.
It's www.yankles.com.
Which you'll see right at the below of the screen when you're watching this.
Yeah, and we're also on Facebook, and on Facebook we post where we're going to have future screenings and other festivals and whatnot. So
on our events page on Facebook.
Yeah,
so
so
I just signed up for that.
Oh,
2 days ago.
thank you.
there you go.
It's my pleasure.
So we hope you get a chance to see the film.
I want to thank you both very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sitting next to an award-winning director, a renowned actor, Don Most. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Welcome to Sedona.
Oh, it's great to be here. Thank you.
I understand that it was your anniversary.
It was. Last night, yesterday was my anniversary. Absolutely. And that's why we're here. No, I mean, it's not...
It's in addition to.
It's in addition to a great reason to be here. Had a great time. Actually went to a wonderful restaurant here in Sedona. We had a great time. Shoe Grooves was the name of the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
My wife and I loved it and just loved being here again. We were actually here 3 years ago during our anniversary.
Oh, so it makes it even better.
Yeah, so we had to do it again. And when I heard that the festival was happening and the film that I'm in, The Yankles, was going to be screening here, and they got in touch with me and asked if I'd be interested in coming. I didn't have to give it hardly 2 seconds thought. It was definitely, we're there, we're coming.
That's awesome. And where are you staying?
Oh, and we're staying at the Yamara Resort, which coincidentally was the place we stayed at when we came 3 years ago.
Nice.
So, and it's terrific. It's been terrific, and it's great to be back there again.
And now I heard from a little birdie you're going to be taking a Jeep tour.
Oh, you have to do that. I'd heard from friends that you got to go out, and they tell me all these different Jeep tours, but we're going with the Day in the West tours, and we hear that they're really good, so I'm looking forward to that.
And are you going on one of the bumpy rides, or are you going to just see Sedona for what it's known for?
I'm not interested in the bumps as much as the scenic views and what it's known for. It'll be beautiful, I'm sure.
And so awesome. And now, as far as the Yankles.
Yes, Yankles is about Orthodox Jewish Yeshiva that starts a baseball team called the Yankles. I play the father of one of the students. I'm a former Major League ball player, and I'm grooming, you find out I've been grooming my son to be a ball player too, but then circumstances which I won't go into, life-changing circumstances, we find out that the son decides he doesn't want to be a ball player and he wants to become a rabbi, and that creates a real rift between he and myself, and so we're pretty alienated, and there's a lot of
It hits home.
tension between us. So my part is actually there's a lot of humor. It's a very entertaining movie, but there's a lot of depth, and there's some dramatic scenes as well, and some interesting messages. Most of my scenes are all on the dramatic side, which is great because it was a nice departure for me. This is material that I would always want to play, but people who remember me from Happy Days remember me from a much lighter.
You mean Ralph the Mouth?
That's Ralph the Mouth, yes.
Yeah.
So the perception was of a more comedic type, and this film offered me the opportunity to do a nice departure from that. And
You did a great job.
oh, thanks.
I looked at it and I was expecting you to have a little comedic role, and I was pleasantly surprised because it diversified, because I know you directed Moola, which made you an award winner.
Right.
So aside from that, but behind the camera, you have that comedic appeal, and it was really nice seeing you step away from that.
Yeah, well, ironically, before I started doing Happy Days, most of this work I've been doing is more of the dramatic nature. But once I got Happy Days and that became as big as it did, then it was hard for me to get accepted to do dramatic roles, which is what I really had always wanted to do and had been doing. So I think now it's good because there's enough time that's passed and enough separation, and I'm a little older. So
Just a little
just
older.
just a wee bit.
Yeah.
So I'm able. I think it's opening up again where I could take on roles like this, and a lot of people probably sitting there might not have even known that I was from Happy Days. They wouldn't have even known it. Which
No,
is
but
good.
they know that you're from. They saw you on Bones or Sliders,
Yeah,
and
maybe
Ed
something
TV.
else. Right.
I notice these little nuances. So
Yeah.
your loyal, dedicated fans will always find you.
Right.
You've set up the bar for that. So I wanted to thank you.
Oh, sure. Well, it was. Sorry.
He's very feverish for this interview.
Even
We'll
though
cut
I'm
that out.
a sick man, I'm still here for
Yeah.
for Alan.
Yes, I'll never forget what's his name. We're all gonna cut this out.
No, I'm really happy to be part of this film, and it's been received really well in other festivals, and they've been winning a bunch of awards, and it'll be great to see. Well, we had one screening already, and the audience seemed to really like it, and we have another one coming up in a few minutes, actually.
And in a few minutes.
Yeah.
And so aside from the religious views, there was also enhanced baseball skills and relationships, so it touched on many different fields throughout the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think besides, my storyline, which was a father-son storyline, there's a love story between Brian Wimmer, who's the lead character, and Susan Stucci, and it's an interfaith kind of
Right.
relationship.
And a rekindling.
And a rekindling, but so it gets into that, some of the same themes that we're saying in Fiddler on the Roof,
Yes.
It has a little bit of that, it has a little Bad News Bears
Yes.
with the baseball.
Yes.
It's a sort
There
of
was like 4 or 5 storylines, right?
yeah, and then there's my father-son storyline, but the filmmakers did a really good job of weaving them together, and they all sort of coalesce.
The Brooks Brothers.
The Brooks brothers, yes,
Yeah.
David.
Not just a suit.
No, David Brooks, the director, and Zev Brooks, who co-wrote it and exec produced it with David.
Well, Don, I really want to thank you very much.
My pleasure. Great to be here.